Was America founded on slavery? The answer is brought to you by our sponsor, USCCA. Are you confident you could defend your family against an attacker or home burglary? Do you know your rights regarding home defense? If not, USCCA has all the information you need. Go to carry365.com for their complete concealed carry and defense guide. One of the most uttered myths regarding the United States is that it was founded on slavery. This statement is used to justify everything from affirmative action to federal transfer payments to low-income minorities. It's used as a scapegoat for elevated levels of black crime and for black educational underperformance. It is also a wild overstatement. Slavery was, of course, a grave moral evil. It was also common at the time of the founding. The United States did indeed tolerate slavery, and the southern states fought for the continuation of slavery during the Civil War. But virtually all countries in human history also supported slavery during that time, including African countries shipping Africans to the Americas in chains. The first European country to ban import of slaves to its colonies was Denmark in 1803. Britain only outlawed the Atlantic slave trade in 1807. The United States passed legislation banning the new importation of slaves beginning in 1808. Britain only passed gradual abolition of slavery in 1833. Denmark abolished slavery in 1846, France in 1848, Brazil in 1851, the United States in 1862. To pretend that the United States was unique with regard to slavery would be historically ignorant. Many nations continued to practice slavery well into the 20th century. Saudi Arabia only abolished slavery in 1962. From its founding, the United States tried to come to grips with slavery and phase it out. The state of Vermont was the first sovereign state to abolish slavery in 1777. During the debate over the Declaration of Independence, Thomas Jefferson wanted to include a provision that would have condemned King George III for, quote, waging cruel war against human nature itself, violating its most sacred rights of life and liberty in the persons of a distant people who never offended him, captivating and carrying them into slavery in another hemisphere, or to incur miserable death in their transportation hither. Southern states demanded this provision be removed in return for joining the revolutionary cause. Having no choice, Jefferson removed it. The Constitution of the United States is frequently seen as enshrining slavery, but the so-called 3/5 clause was actually an attempt to do the opposite. The whole question of popular apportionment rested on whether to count slaves fully for purposes of representation. To do so would have put the slaveholding South at a significant advantage. They would have counted slaves in their population, not allowed them to vote, and then used their increased representation in order to re-enshrine slavery. The Constitution also allowed slave importation to continue until 1808, but Congress moved in 1807 to end it there. Then, of course, the United States fought a great and massive civil war to free the slaves, in which over 620,000 Americans died, nearly half the total number of Americans to die in all wars combined. The economy of the United States was not built on slavery. In fact, the South's economic power was dismal compared to that of the North, which is why the North was able to overcome the South during the Civil War. So no, America wasn't founded on slavery. It was founded in spite of slavery, and we fought the bloodiest war in American history to end it. Remember to check out carry365.com for USCCA's complete concealed carry and family defense guide. If you like this video and want to see more, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.